Grant, Steve Curwood, the chairman Andy Pilley, and the head coach Uwe Rosler. Right, the way we're going to do it, if anybody was there last year, we're going to use a similar sort of format. So we'll do two sittings of around 30 to 40 minutes, depending on how many questions or how quickly you get bored of asking questions. The players, Cian and Bobby, are going to leave at half time because they've got to go and get ready for Saturday's game, and we don't want them here too late. The precious little souls. So they're going to go after the first half of the evening. So if you've got any football-related questions, i.e. about the team, the performance, on the field things, if we can do that in the first half, and then if you want to talk about off-the-field matters, the price of pints in Jim's bar, etc., etc., we'll do that afterwards in the second half when the lads have gone and the panel is are all allowed out after 9 o'clock. So we're going to start nice and easy. I'll just ask a few questions to get it going. We'll start with Uwe, and then once everybody's had a question, we'll move over to the room and all your great questions. So nice easy one for Uwe today. To start with, 3 games, 3 wins. You must be delighted with the start to the season.
Yes. Point-wise, yes. Results-wise, yes. I think we have 3 clean sheets. Carry on from last year. That department is good. We scored 5 goals in 3 games. I think in general we had a very good pre-season. That was the pleasing thing. I think apart from the second half against Preston and the game at Tranmere, we had a really good pre-season. We came through the pre-season with no injuries, which is very unusual for any football club. The players was very motivated. I saw it's a strong indication when the players coming back from holiday and they are in very good shape. And then you know as a coach, you know you will have a decent start, because for me and for the club a new experience after last year when we came. I think the players needed to prove a point after nearly when relegated. The season we had now, they've been really successful, and there's always then the element for a coach to see how the players coming back, how they train over the summer, and compliment. They've been top fit, and I think that's the base what we see now. Obviously we are the youngest squad in the league, and you could see that already in pre-season and in the first game. So we are in periods we are a little bit up and down, and but so far we managing to win the games. We managing to have a very good game against Rotherham, with periods where we were good. At Northampton we had the first half that was solid against Wimbledon, and at the moment we just need to be a little bit more consistent throughout the 90 minutes, but that is normal, and I think we will get there the longer the season goes.
And for Andy, the chairman, alongside you, the start, again, it's been fantastic. He said in the summer when Uwe signed his new contract that could be the signing of the summer, and I guess you're hoping that'll prove to be the case.
Yes, that's very true. There was numerous deals that we managed to secure in the summer. I'm not just saying it because he sat next to me, but the manager was the key one, and the players are, as he says, incredibly fit, incredibly focused, and very, very well organised. I think that was telling. That has been telling in the first 3 league games. We are very young, but we know as a club what we want to be, what we are. We've got a clear philosophy and strategy, and the strategy is that we will always try and sign players that we think their best years are ahead of them, wherever possible. We've got an incredible training ground, and it's difficult for a club like Fleetwood to compete and to go out and get the very best players in League One. So where we see ourselves is a club that can help the lads who've fallen out of the Premier League, or the lads that are on that real upward climb from League 2 or even the non-league. So we're about developing players. What Uwe does incredibly well is he organises and makes sure they're fit. Rob and all of Uwe's team, as a club we're very keen to stress that it is a collective effort, and Uwe spoke of no injuries. I think that's a real key, touch wood, a real key component in success. We've not got an enormous squad, and we want to keep our best players fit. So well done, 10 out of 10 to the medical staff. They've got to monitor the fitness. We've got to get our players fit without pushing them too hard. We don't want them breaking down and getting muscle strains. So really good start, very pleased. So far so good.
Thank you very much. I'll start with all the positive questions. We'll go to Cian. Obviously swept the board at the Player of the Year last season, and this season the team have started as a very good defensive unit with 3 clean sheets out of 3 league games. How important is that as for the whole team that you keep as many clean sheets as possible?
Yeah, I think that's what we kind of base ourselves on, a well organised, structured team. I think it's not just the back 5 or the back 6 with the keeper. I think it's, as a team, we're well organised, like the manager said, and we comes from all of us. Like, it's just the hard work we put in the training, and it goes out on the pitch, and hopefully we can keep doing more of the same this year, and hopefully have another successful season.
And Bobby, again, it's all positive. Must be delighted how you and the team have started this season.
Well, I'm the only forward not to score, so yeah, I can't be too happy with that. But listen, I'm over the moon with, as the manager and Cian Chairman said, with the way the lads have come back. You know, I'm the 3rd oldest at 27, so that shows how young the lads are, and you know, all of us want to get better. We all want to improve. Last season's gone. You know, we want to improve on that, and you know, the manager, the staff, they stand us in good stead for the future, and you know, as long as we all keep buying into the ideas that they're putting across to us, you know, we'll be okay.
And Steve Curwood, finally for me, the chief executive. There's so much going on off the field at Fleetwood Town. It must be very difficult to keep on top of it all. There's that much going on, isn't there?
Yeah, we're always looking to develop in so many areas, and obviously when you've got the good news, which is what we're here to receive, is that the 3 points each Saturday makes everyone's job a lot easier, and everyone wants to come in on a Monday, certainly top to bottom in the club when there's been victories. But yeah, plenty going on, and we'll talk about that in a bit more length as we progress. But a superb start, and makes everyone's job easy when there's, like I said, a win after on a Monday morning.
Right, that's the nice easy questions over with. We're going to start, like I say, if we can stick to the football questions while the players are here, and then we'll go on to all the other stuff. So anybody want to put their hand up and be the first person? If you just say your name and ask your question.
Hi, it's Ian Clare. Just a question for you, Uwe. Given the start to the season that you've talked about, what's your target for this campaign?
Is Rosie here somewhere?
Yeah, I must warn you, Rosie and Radio Wave are listening.
Rosie, what I said to you, I said, I think for me it's important when the transfer window closed to 31st, what is to our disposal, you know, and there's still 1 or 2 things can happen, might happen, and at the moment, like it stays in the moment, I'm very happy what I have. I think we are competitive, we are young, we are hungry, and we will go better and better throughout the season that's on. Conor McElhaney is not as bad as people thought. That's a good. He was running today. That made my day. Apart from seeing you guys, obviously. And I feel that we have a really good team at that moment in time. But like every coach will tell you, the final target I have to give you when we know who's available throughout the year. But like the chairman said, we have young players, we have talented players, and there are natural interest from the championship. And I will get measured through winning football games, but I also would give my shot of eventually we need to sell. And for me is this year the football club made a massive step, and I think that's not so highlighted, and I think big compliment to the chairman, to Greta, to Steve, that the club for the first time in history, as I'm aware, can sign up players on long-term contracts. We lost in the summer, we lost 4 players on a free transfer and 1 loan player. All 4 players had played 95% of the games or more for us, so it was big players for us. That can't happen in the future. So the chairman need to get something back in return, and we now, every player for next year, apart from Amari, is secured. And I think that's a massive improvement for us as a football club. And that excites me because I don't need to build a team each year with 10, 8, 9 new players. So we can continuously build with the foundation what we have in place. And when we are doing what we're supposed to do, being successful, that means our players will get the recognition. We will sell at least 1 player each year. So that is for me the vision going forward. And the target will be decided after transfer window closed.
Thank you. Anyone else? Go on then. Say your name and your question.
I'm called Freya. I've got a question for Bobby Grant. How did you feel when David Ball left?
Well, I was crying in the manager's office for a good few weeks for him not to sell it. But no, listen, that's part and parcel of football. You know, we wanted to keep David. You know, the manager, the chairman, done everything he could. But you know, David wanted a new chapter in his career for himself, and you know, he's got 2 young kids, so he wanted to see them growing up somewhere else. And you know, I've replaced him with Conor McAlhaney in my room, so you know, I've had 3 or 4 phone calls offering him, asking him on his life. But no, he was a big miss, but you know, it's football and we've moved on from him.
Now you know why we signed Conor McAlhaney, the Scouser. Anybody else? Right to the back.
My question is, on Saturday, or twice it happened, Fleetwood Town was down attacking, and only the goalkeeper in the previous half. The second half, there were 10 Fleetwood players up in MK John's play, and they couldn't even get the ball out of the defence. The big centre half had to sort it out. They kept kicking the ball at each other.
I think that's a question for the manager.
Greta, can you translate it to me, please? Sorry, I didn't understand the question. Can you please repeat the question, or what was the question?
Yeah, I think it's about keeping the ball.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Yeah, this was why I wasn't really happy. The second, you know, after the game, I felt the first half we did against the condition we played against, the wind against a very strong wind, what is always a challenge at our place at times, that the wind has a big influence on the games. In the first half, I think we did well in general. Second, I was really looking forward for the second half because I felt the boys was in a good spirit. We was 1-0 up. We showed have confidence. It's like it is sometimes. A 2-0 is the most dangerous result in our league. And the second goal came too early. After the goal, I felt we didn't do enough. We was just trying to defend what we had. And it's hard for me every single time to say to the players, attack is the best defense, and that means play football in the opposition half, because the players are not stupid. They see we had last year 20 clean sheets. You know, they were lining up, they know we have good shape, they know it's very, very difficult for the opposition to break us down, but I'm thinking opposite. When we want to go to the next level, we need to control games more with ball possession, especially when we're leading. We have nothing to lose, with everything to gain. We changed the bonus system this year to encourage more wins. That means winning makes a massive difference than drawing for the players. And like I said, we have so many young players, and there's a lot more to come. And I promise you, we will work on that one.
Thank you very much. We've been getting emails over the last couple of days as well, so we'll go through a couple of those now. One for Bobby from Gemma. What's the biggest change you've seen since arriving at the club to today?
Obviously the training facilities, as everyone knows, is second to none. And the standards around the place. You know, there's a fine system which the big man next to me controls in the dressing room, and you know, it's the standards that we set as players, as staff, as chairman, the whole club, Greta, Steve, you know, everyone's bought into that. And you know, when I first came, the standards were decent, but if you look at what they are now, it's completely different. And also a mentality to win, a winning mentality from last year. You know, the run we went on, you know, everyone, yourselves included, it was incredible. And you know, if we can all continue to buy into them standards, and you know, the group of players we've got, the mentality to win, then you know, I'm sure we can be successful. But you know, we need the support of yourselves more than anything.
It's funny you mentioned the fines, because we had an email on that sort of thing to Cian, and it said, if there's a player that's causing problems in the dressing room, do senior players like yourself get involved, or is it left to the management?
Well, it depends on the severity of the fine, but yeah, no, I think the manager's kind of left it to ourselves to kind of, if anything happens within the dressing room, we sort it out amongst ourselves. We've got an honest bunch, a great bunch of lads, and we kind of listen. If there's something needs to be said amongst ourselves, we deal with it in house and in the dressing room. Like I said, if it's a serious one, we'll go upstairs to the manager. But usually 9 times out of 10, it's dealt with in the group with the playing staff.
And just one more with you, Cian. I'm just looking who it is that said it. Graham, Cian, out of all the goals you scored last season, what was your favourite and why?
I think the MK guns and the Walsall one. I think the Walsall one was kind of towards the end of the season where we were pushing hard for the top 2, and I think it was late on as well. And we just kind of kept the momentum of the run that we were on at the time going. So I think that was quite significant at the time. But clean sheets is still my objective, so I don't really think too much about the goals that I scored.
It bodes well when the defender scores that many goals he can't remember them. Anybody else?
Thanks very much, John McClellan. Yeah, just on a slightly different tack, we hear about footballers and their superstitions. You know, one likes to put his left sock on before his right sock, and the goalkeeper will play right glove, left glove, etc., etc. Perhaps we're keeping the players' names anonymous. Do you know of any particular unusual superstitions that your teammates have? Or are you willing to own up to any yourself? I mean, again, do people pray before a match and things like this? So I'd be really intrigued to know what sort of things you guys own for.
Thank you very much. I'll open that up to everybody on the top table, but we'll start with Bobby. No reason.
No, there's no superstitions. No, there's a few lads who are religious, they pray. There's a couple of others, I can't name names because he'll kill me if I told you, so. You know, there's one who gets his one leg massage, he has to have that leg massage first before the other one every time he gets on the massage bed, so. But I'll have to keep that to myself.
Anyone on the top table, including the chairman and Steve, have got any match day superstitions? Anybody? No? Try my best. Yeah, right, yeah.
Hi, Pete. My name's Pete Eardley. This is for Uwe. Considering your long and distinguished career as a footballer, is there any one member of your current squad who you would not fancy playing against, and why?
Great question.
Godswill and Polo. Godswill and Polo is a very tenacious defender. I don't think I get overboard when I say on the ground he's probably our best one-to-one defender in the club. He's tenacious. He is, you know, sometimes those players who you always get hurt with. You know, there is a knee in the there's a knee in the thighs, an elbow in the face, but they don't do it on purpose. They're just, you always get hurt. And when I see Devante Cole and he's got to like Polo, Devante doesn't fancy that one. So, because Godswill, he only knows one way to play football, and that's why I like him, and that's, I think, the boy's tremendous attitude. He only knows one way, and that is full power every single day. Every single day. That is an unsung hero, because not a lot of people see him every Saturday, home Saturday out there, but I see him every day in training, and he keeps the level high in training. He encourages other people to train hard, to do that every single day, because he set the standards really high. And I think for me as a coach, I value those qualities, because we are our group of players, and we are as a football club. We need to train well to play well. We not can just turn up on Friday, do a little bit and expecting to win on the weekend. We are extremely hard working, and to have somebody like Godswill one-to-one is good to have in the club, to be fair.
A couple of hands are going up now.
Hi, Brian Houghton. Question is about Cian, but maybe